Morning.
Good morning. I was wondering if you had time to have a little discussion. I wrote up a little statement I'd like to read to you about your firearms post. It's more of a thank you.
Oh, well, come on in.
I noticed a lot of people were posting about, they were thanking you.
Well, I didn't do a complete job. I just wanted to address
Yep, just addressing it
some of the stuff.
somewhat.
Well, I wanted to. I didn't want people to get all
Do you
alarmed.
mind if I
Yeah, no problem.
set that down?
I didn't want people to get all alarmed and upset about seeing that in the park, so I wanted to let them know that it's legal, so that they don't call and say, "Oh, there's a guy in the park with a gun."
And
Well, that's perfect.
we're very happy that you did that. I mean,
Okay. Now your name is?
Tyler Kurtz.
Okay. All right. Well, I
If
haven't
if
seen you in years, so.
If I could read this
Sure.
to you.
Sure.
All right. Earlier this year, I contacted you about a Chilton Park ordinance banning firearms in city parks.
Which, by the way, needs to be corrected.
Yep.
It's wrong.
Yep. At that time, you told me that the ordinance book hadn't been updated online and that you were aware of the changes in the state law that came along in the previous years.
Okay.
Then after some unfortunate incidences in Calumet County last week, you reminded the public via Facebook that legislation under Wisconsin Statute 941-23 makes it legal for citizens to open carry or conceal carry firearms in public, including parks. And for that, I would like to extend my personal thank you for enforcing the law as it is written and not letting your feelings on the subject. I don't know where you personally stand. Decide how it is enforced. It shows that your department keeps up with current law changes and enforces them properly. The only concern that I still have is how is your department trained to handle the call of someone in a park with a firearm? County Deputy Brett Bowe, I believe his name is?
Chief Deputy.
Okay.
Brett Bowe.
He says, if an individual is carrying a firearm, it is not unlikely that we're not going to draw our firearms in preparation. If I am at the park with my family and I turn around to an officer pointing a rifle at me, I don't think that's acceptable.
I don't either. No. I promote the idea that you go and check out the complaint, and if you see a problem, address it. But if what they're doing is legal, I don't promote the idea of drawing my firearm unless I see that there's somebody being threatened.
So you visually assess the situation.
Correct. I believe in exercising restraint, and it's gotten me out of a lot of trouble.
Okay.
I don't overreact.
Good.
And that's what I promote. We had a learning experience with the Walmart deal a few years ago, and I do not promote the idea of drawing down on someone just because you got a gun complaint, especially now that we all know you can do it. And if the guy has got a holstered weapon or it's slung on his back, you really is not a threat unless he takes a gun and is pointing it at something.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what I promote with my officers. So
the carrying the long rifles on the back, I kind of rolled my eyes at it for a while until this recent stuff in Calumet County. I was there this last Monday when two deputies showed up, and that's when it kind of turned for me. That's when I got upset about it. I'm like, he had his rifle at the ready low. I'm like, really, we're playing a game in the park.
Well,
my daughter was there, or other families were there.
There's some officers are under the ideology that if you're going to a gun call, then you take care of the threat by having your gun ready. But now, due to the fact that all these law changes came in 2011, people that are exercising their rights under the new legislation are basically not a threat. So you assess the situation and don't overreact. So that's the way I prefer my officers to deal with it. If I get a call, I'm going to go by and I'm going to look, and I may not get out of the squad car, and I'm going to wave and keep on going. Okay? So, That's, I don't need, I know all, I know you, and I know Matt, I don't know Craig, but there's others, but, the people I deal with in town here, most of them I know a lot of people.
Mhm.
I know personally that they're not a threat. And could I get burned on that someday? Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
I stop a lot of people in traffic, and they're not all from Chilton. Could I get burned on you know, not dealing with it by the way some officers are trained with a gun call? Absolutely. But I'm willing to take that chance because I don't want to overreact. And like I said, I promote exercising restraint and common sense.
Okay.
So,
Well, I just wanted to stop by, and a lot of people were thanking you for that. I figured I'm a member of the community. I wanted to stop by personally and just thank you for
Okay.
this.
well, I appreciate that. I didn't know that it was going to be that popular putting on Facebook, but I see it was.
The word
And
got out right away.
I didn't address, somebody was scolding me about not putting something about schools. I didn't think that was an issue, so I didn't put it in there.
Yeah.
So, okay,
All right. Thank you for your time.
Yep, take care.